going on, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's been a minute since I made a video, and I apologize for that, gang, but I'm back for right now, so let's enjoy the moment. All right, check this out, gang. Right here we have a 2021, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this name, but the title says we have a JIAJ, that's the make, model JJ50 QT-21, whatever that is. I think somebody in the naming department just threw out whatever letter that was in their head at that time. But all right, guys, on the panel it says it's a YMC-16J-50. So yeah, okay. Anyway, check it out, gang. Picked this bike up about a week ago, not too far from my house, right down the road. Previous owner states that it was raining and he went to hit the brakes, and you guys know those little control boxes where they be right beside the stoplights? Yeah, boom, smack straight into that, bent the triple tree, and that was, you know, broke all the flarings, but that was about it, man. I mean, he really did a number on this thing. That's the front wheel. Here are the shocks. There's some more body panels right there. Now on the Speedo, you can look at this thing, and it only has 444 miles. Yes, that's miles, because this thing is not in kilometers, it's in miles per hour, which is rare. I'm just gonna say that, it's rare. Now, I have the title, but I do not have the keys. We looked and he looked, and he's still looking for the keys. So I might have to pull this ignition out and go get it rekeyed, because this bike is hard to find parts for. Let me tell you, I've looked for this front triple tree for a minute. Now we know that most of these bikes like this, they have a longer stem right here for the triple tree. It's 10 inches long. Well, I have a couple, but they're just kind of too short or too wide, because these things also have a narrow triple tree. I'm gonna grab it out the back of my truck in a minute and show you. But yeah, so this thing is in very, very good condition. Check it out. No scratches, no dents. Well, this thing can't get dents, it will get cracks. Only cracks are where it's been wrecked. But check it out, this thing is in really good condition. Now previous owner states that when he hit the brake, this thing slid, and I believe him, because I drove by that intersection and I looked at that control box, and there is a scooter shaped dent in the box. I just noticed something now. Look at this, YMC-16J-50. that label is black on this side, and it's clear over on this side. I guess they ran out of stickers. So anyway, all right, gang, what I'm going to do is manhandle this thing up here into the shop onto the ramp, and I guess we got to kind of get it braced up and figure out a triple tree real quick.
Uno, dos, tres.
Got it up on the stand, and you know what, it really wasn't as hard as I was making it out to be in my mind. But okay, gang, I had to go get the triple tree to assist me getting it back on the stand. But yeah, check that thing out, man. You see the bend on that sucker? So he hit that box hard, and I mean hard. Okay, now I'm noticing something that I didn't notice when I first picked it up. The a section of the race is missing. So we got the lower half of the race, we don't have the top half, so that might be an issue. Maybe not, I don't know. Gang, I hope my fan is not making too much noise. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and it's already 85 degrees, and it's just going to go up from there. So I'm going to try to hurry up and get as much of this video done today as I can. So all right, let's check the oil on this thing real quick before we get started. You know what, come to think about it, I've never even spun this motor over. So it could be locked up with 440 miles on it. Oh, that oil is good, it's up to level. It looks pretty clear too. I can see the X's in the on the dipstick. Okay, that's cool. We got oil. Let's spin the motor and make sure we actually got a video we can start on. I don't want to do a motor swap, especially not this early in the morning. All right, let's see what it kick over. Oh yeah, it kicks. Got some compression too. Oh, now this is the first time I've ever seen this, guys. We have a kickstand switch, and it's broken. There's a piece of it right there. So I hope that doesn't mess us up. If not, I think we can just tie those wires together and bypass that sucker. But yeah, a kickstand switch. I've never seen one of these on a scooter. I hear people talk about them all the time. I've never seen one. Probably because I deal with old junk, but anyway. It's a regular 139 QNB engine. All right, gang, so I think I've figured out a triple tree. This is gonna be a kind of a rob Peter to pay Paul type of situation. You guys remember Banana Fudge? Yeah, the Chinese Metrut clone. Yeah, well, it has about the same triple tree in the front. I'm not sure on how long that shaft is in there. I'm gonna have to take it apart and see. Well, you know, this is my only option, guys. I can't find one, and the bike on the stand is a money-making situation, you know. Oh, Banana Fudge ain't going nowhere. So, and I plan on changing up the whole wheel setup anyway. That'll be in another video. So the triple tree would have to change anyway, because this thing is too narrow for the wheels that I have for this bike. So that's another video later on down the road. But I'm going to take out the front panel and measure that front shaft that holds the triple tree and see is it about 10 inches long. If it is, I'm sorry to do it to you, Banana, but I gotta have that triple tree.
Fresh out the oven, straight to the bank. Ben's Hager smelling like bank.
Well, gang, I got bad news, good news, and bad news. Bad news is my tape measure decided to just blow itself apart and it won't go back in. And good news is the triple tree on, I forgot your name, my bad, Banana Fudge. The triple tree on Banana Fudge is exactly what we need. It is exactly 10 inches long on this shaft here from top to bottom. I'm going to have to steal that bottom race, but yeah, it fits. And actually it's the same style that we need, you know. This one has like a little notch in the top of the triple tree instead of the hole that goes straight through it to hold the handlebar on. But yeah, and the other bad news is old Banana Fudge is going to be out of commission until I can find another one. But hey, gang, I'm keeping Banana Fudge. It's not going nowhere, so I got time to find another one. And this bike here is a money-making situation, so it's just gotta happen, you know. You gotta make the money. So okay, gang, I'm going to go ahead and get my tools out, get that triple tree off, and I'll see you back over here, and we're gonna pull this raggedy thing off. All right, have the triple tree off old Banana Fudge, and like I say, it's the exact same one that's on this bike, and that's cool beans. I went ahead and just took the fender because, like I say, I'm going a different route with the wheels on Banana Fudge, so that's another video. It's probably gonna be way down the line, but anyway, I ended up getting the upper half of the race that goes here. This is missing one, so I have that. And let's go ahead and pull this old triple tree off so you guys can see how bent this thing is, man. All right, there it is. Look at that thing, man. Let me just stand it up here so you can see it better. Look at the bend on that sucker, man. Just imagine that's a flat surface. And look at it. That thing is leaning like the Eiffel Tower. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna slide the new one on and bolt it down, and it'll be rolling on its own wheels. Now I am going to switch out this wheel for the one I have over there. I'm hoping that it's not warped or anything, but we'll see. We'll stick it up there. If it's warped, then we'll switch it back out. Gang, got the triple tree on. I decided to go ahead and put that fender on from Banana Fudge too, because like I say, I'm going with a different triple tree and wheel setup on that bike, so this is just going to be in the stash. So we need fender on here, so we just put it on here. Does it look half bad with that yellow front end and the teal green back? I probably should go ahead and like paint this thing like a Crayola box, different colors everywhere. Nah, I ain't got time for that. But yo, check this out. I was sitting here putting the triple tree in, and I was kind of noticing something. Now, the wreck that bent the triple tree wasn't the only wreck this bike has been through. I've noticed that this signal light here has been glued and taped at some point. So I think previous owner was kind of accident prone, or you know, on the sauce, wanted it to. Yeah, see this other side over here has been taped and glued. Yeah, so All right, gang, I guess now we should see how this thing runs. Let's go ahead and throw some fuel in it. And dang, I can't get under the seat because I don't have the freaking key, and I gotta pull that off to get to the carburetor. I don't want to break that lock because the ignition and this key here are matching, so I don't want to tear that up. Now I can get a key made for this. I got to pull this lock out and go have a key made. It costs about 35 bucks. So yeah, and it's probably not gonna happen today because today is Sunday. So let me try to figure something out. Maybe I can get the side panel or front panel off. Maybe I can just start stripping this thing from the front to the back. I don't know. Let me figure it out and I'll turn you guys back in.
Louis 13 like disciple, she like the way up.
Okay, gang, had to blow this thing off. It was just filthy with dirt and pine cone needles and all that kind of crap. But anyway, took the battery cover off and we got a battery. So looks like it's the original battery too. So let's test this thing and see if it got any juice on it. I got my meter out. What? This thing says it has 12 volts on this battery. Okay, well, we don't have the key. So let's go ahead and I guess hot wire this sucker. Oh yeah, we got to put a fuse in it too, because looked like he popped the fuse and just put the two together. That's a good way to bring your bike down, by the way. All right, so let me go ahead and hot wire this thing real quick and let's see if we got any signs of life. Gang, got this thing all hot wired up, and you're not going to believe this. Check this out. That thing spins right over. Now, previous owner states this bike has been wrecked and has been sitting for a year, and I believe him. Yes, you know, we got the dirt here, and I mean, this thing was filthy. You can see the dirt level I just blew off of it. It was packed up with little pine cone needles and stuff all the way up to that level there. So I believe him. But to believe this Chinese battery sat there for a year and held a charge, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. All of my bikes out there are dead. Chuck Bagger, dead. All of them, they're dead. And they've sat maybe 6 months. This thing sat a year and still got power. I just don't believe it. I really just don't believe it. So let's see if we got any signals. Do they work? Okay, our right signal works. What about the back? Okay, that works in the back. Let's see the left. Okay, the left works. What about the back? Nope. And I kind of figured it wasn't going to work, because see, this one is blinking way faster. That's kind of an indication you got a bad bolt. See how that one's blinking a little slower? That's a little slower. And this one's blinking at a kind of a faster rate. Yeah. All right. Hey, if I got to replace one bulb and a triple tree and a little body work, I'm not crying about that. All right, let's see. We got brake lights. I'll take you guys off for a second. You guys tell me if we got brake lights, because I can't see. I don't see brake lights. How about this side? Nope. No brake lights, but maybe they don't activate until the bike is running. I don't know. All these bikes are different. So, okay, let me continue trying to get to the carburetor and clean this thing off. All right, gang, check it out. I was able to get the trunk open, and it was rough. I cut my hand up a little bit, but it's okay. I'll heal. I got the trunk open, and check this out. The registration is in there. The previous owner did give me the tags that go with it, so I got title and tags. Hey man, it's getting better and better. Besides that, there's nothing in here but dust, but cool beans though. We got that off. Go ahead and take this little seat bucket off so we can get to that carburetor. All right, got the seat bucket out of there, and there is dust down there, but not bad, not bad. I've seen a whole lot worse. It's not oily at all, just very dusty. So let me go ahead and get the blower. Just blow this sucker out real quick. I got some carbon choke cleaner over there, some Stable from the Harbor Freight. Go ahead and squirt a little bit of that up there and see if we can get this thing to bark off a little bit. want to turn on. Shut up. Good Lord. Use a little bit of air and this thing just want to start screaming over there. Okay, anyway, gang. Yeah, looks pretty good in there. Looks really good. We do have a little bit of fuel in our fuel filter. So, and it didn't try to crank. I tried it again. And it didn't do anything. So, let me grab a screwdriver real quick. Just take off the air intake. And the air cleaner tube. Oh, why that thing acting like it's petrified? It shouldn't be. I haven't been on there long. And let's find that. Be the biggest one. All right, let's get this boot off real quick. Shoot a little fluid in there. All right, I am over here struggling, trying to do this thing with one hand. Now, I don't because I have a mount on, but I'm trying to hold the camera so you guys can see at the same time. So, all right, you guys got to bear with me. I haven't made a video in a minute, so I'm a little rusty. All right. Okay, we got that off. So we can come from the bottom with the starter fluid, or carb cleaner starter fluid. Yeah. Open the throttle. All right, ooh, drop down. Let's hit the button and see will it start. Oh shoot, did I disconnect my little jumper wire? Yep. All right, let me hook that back up and I'll tune you guys right back in. All right, got it back together. I was taking this front piece loose, and which I don't have to do, but since it's off, then I guess it's off. So, all right, let's hit this, spin this thing over and see what it runs. Come on. I don't want to kill that battery. Let me put my jumper on it. Gang, if you guys don't have one of these little Viking jump starters, this one is the 1000 peak amps, but they have a bigger one now. But if you don't have one of these, dude, in your bike that you carry with you, get you one. This one is like 90 bucks. I mean, it's worth every bit. This thing jumps off my car. You know, I've jumped people on the side of the road with this little thing. I mean, it's not for you to be sitting there cranking on it. Since I'm saying that, why not just hook up my real jumper and not waste my battery? Yeah, take my advice real quick. All right, got my jump box hooked up. Got this old archaic thing, man, I got from my uncle, man. This thing is old as the dickens. It's not like one of these newer digital things that won't even try to charge the battery if it's dead. I hate that thing. I love this thing right here, guys. If you can find you one, you know, go to your flea market, thrift store. Flea markets if you're on the East Coast. If you're on the West Coast, go to the swap meet. Find you one of these things, man, because these things don't care. They will pump juice into anything. So, okay, let me stop yapping. A little fluid going back up in there again. Try to do it at the same time. Oh, we're not getting nothing. Nothing at all. Not even trying. All right, well, gang, I guess I gotta go dig a little deeper. We need to pull that spark plug, see if we get any spark. Let me stick my hand in on this carburetor. This carburetor could be seized too. The little diaphragm in there that goes up and down could be seized. You know, I'm trying to move it up and down my finger and it's not moving. So, oh, there you go. It just popped. Okay. I thought it was trying to start for a second. All right, gang, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get down to this spark plug, which I'm probably gonna have to end up taking all the plastics off, or at least this half, the floorboard, and these two side pieces. That can stay. Get to that spark plug so we can change it, or can I get to it under here? No, I can get to it under here, but can I get that boot off? That's the question. This thing has no room at all, like absolutely none. Oh, hold on, can I? Yeah, I ain't gotta take all that off. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and find another spark plug, or next let's take that spark plug out and look at it. Okay, I got the spark plug out and my GoPro is about to die. Hold on a sec, let me change the battery. All right, change the battery real quick, and look at this plug, man. Let's read this thing together. It looks like I don't know, it looks like a little lean to me. It's white on one side, a little chocolatey on the other side. That's the color we prefer. Now everybody says you should shop this plug to get a good read on it. You know, I'm not going to do that, of course, because this is the only plug I got, and I'm trying to expend the least amount of money on this bike to get it going. You know what I'm saying? So all right, gang, let's throw this thing in here and let's put it up against something. And my arm long enough to reach all the way back up to the top and hold this thing way down here? You know what, that's not going to be a good ground because that thing has a bushing. All right, let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Gang, we have no spark. Okay. So that's probably going to be our stator, which is in here. Could be our CDI box. I had a blank for a second there. Could be our CDI box. I doubt it. What I'm really thinking it is, guys, because you can, I don't know if you can tell, when dust in the desert gets wet, it has a certain pattern to it. And I'm noticing that this thing has been wet. Now I can see there the wetness all in the little dirt and the dust. You can see where water has been in here. I'm thinking maybe the little pickup might have a little rust on it. Okay, gang, well, I got the pickup taken off, and it's clean. Look at that, not a bit of rust. So I guess I was wrong on that. And see this little bump right here on the magneto, whatever you want to call it. That thing is rust free, so it is something else. I'm kind of hard for me to believe. You see how clean that bike is in there, right? You see how clean the motor is. There's not a drop of oil or anything on this bike. So I don't know, gang, maybe something in the front got hit. I can't think of what it could be, but okay, I'm gonna figure this out real quick and I'll turn you back in and let you know what I found.
One eternity later.
All right, gang, you can tell by the condition of the bike and the mess that's on my table, things escalated quickly. That was about 6 days ago. Gang, this bike has frustrated me to the highest level of frustration. Okay, remember that kickstand had that kill switch little deal on it? You know what I'm saying? I removed it, and I finally thought, well, I can't get spark, maybe that's got something to do with it. Well, all right, so I went over there, I played with the kickstand, put it in every position possible, still wouldn't work, right? So I looked up a video on YouTube on how to bypass them. Well, I found one guy said if you got 3 wires, you know, you got to cut it and put it together. If it's 2 wires, just tie the 2 wires together. If it's 3 wires, you got to figure out which wires to tie together. Well, I went through all of that, and guess what, guys? The bike still didn't run. You know what I'm saying? Well, look over here. It's 3 wires on that side of the pigtail, but if you look at that side, it's only 2. So then I figured, hey, let me just tie these 2 together. Still no spark. Well, I got really frustrated, guys, and I just balled up money out of my pocket and threw it at this thing. Went on Amazon, ordered a new CDI, a new stator, a new coil pack, put all of that crap on, and the bike still didn't run, right? So guys, I done tried every combination of wires to make this thing run, and then something told me we've never tried to make this thing run with the wires not connected. And guess what? Sprayed a little carbon choke cleaner in it, and it runs. So check this out. I swear, this has really pissed me off the last couple of days. 6 days to be exact. Well, 3 days ago I figured it out, and then I had 3 days at work where I just had to just work and couldn't come out here. So check it out. A little bit. And it runs. Okay. Gang, the carb is dirty, so it's not going to run. I thought there was enough fuel in here to run, but I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little in there, but it's a year old. So what we need to do right now is pull the carburetor, clean it, flush out that old gas out the gas tank, guys, and we got a runner. We got a new triple tree on the front, so the thing is rolling now. And it would have been an easy bike to fix if I'd have just known about not tying these wires together. So I guess I can just bypass this by pulling this plug here off and throwing it away. All right, gang, let me pull the carb. We're gonna clean it, get some fresh fuel in it, and take this thing for a spin.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, gang, got the carburetor off. Let's pull the bowl and see what the inside looks like real quick. Dang, that screw was on tight. Jesus. All right, suck off real quick. That one's tight too. Well, I hope this bowl seals back up because, you know, I hate to have to stop and order more parts. So hopefully the rubber on this bowl gasket is good. There we go. That wasn't as tight as the first two. All right, let's pull this thing off and look at it. And of course, it's hermetically sealed. It don't want to come off. Yeah. Now that fuel doesn't look bad that came out the bowl. Don't smell good, but it don't look bad. It's not, you know, not looking like a bottle of trucker piss. I mean, it looks pretty clean in there. Look at that. I mean, the jets are looking pretty clean. Maybe the fuel just wouldn't fire because when I finally figured out what was wrong with the bike, I was just actually sitting there with the carbon choke cleaner spraying it, trying to get it to run, and it just wouldn't go. All right, let me grab a screwdriver real quick and we're going to pull these jets and look at those. I pulled the jets out and gang, they are not dirty at all. I mean, I think we're just suffering from bad gas in the bowl because it doesn't look bad, but it stinks bad. So I guess I'm just going to take this 38 main pilot jet out and put in a 38. That's usually what I do. I up jet them a little bit, you know, because these things usually come lean out of the factory, and by looking at the spark plug, it looks kind of lean. So anyway, the main jet was, I mean, clear. The emulsion tube is, you know, nice and clear. Focus, focus, focus. Okay, anyway, so we're just going to slap these things right back in there. I'm going to run a little carbon choke cleaner over that sucker and go get some fresh gas and see will this thing run. I'm back. I got a fresh 2 gallons of ethanol free fuel, and this is what came out of it. I'm telling you, looks like a jug of trucker's piss, you know, right on any highway, and look out the window, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's get this gasoline in here, and I got the carburetor back installed, and we're going to go ahead and try to fire this thing up and see what it sounds like. Put about a half a gallon in the tank, so we're good there. Got the carburetor back on, all hooked up, it's cleaned out, ready to go. But all of that happened yesterday, because yesterday both of my GoPros decided they want to glitch out. They're just doing this little split screen thing, both of them at the same time. That should have gave me a clue, but no, it didn't. I went out and I bought a new GoPro that's on my chest right now. Well, not a new GoPro. These are GoPro 9s. The one on my chest is a GoPro 7 silver. And I don't know if it's good or not. We're about to find out. I know the video quality might not be as good, so if it isn't, my apologies. Okay, let's go ahead and hook this thing up, crank it up, and see how it runs. Now I went ahead and put everything back together. I got the side cover back together, and actually all that stator and new CDI and new coil that I bought, well, I don't know if I mentioned in previous clips, but they are right there. The new coil is right here. So I bought all of this for nothing, just because it was that kickstand switch that all I had to do was take it off. Okay, turn it back on, hit the gas. Oh yeah, fires right up. Idling up a little bit because it's cold. Look, tail light's working. Well, until I touched it. What the heck? Oh, tail light's working. light's working too. Let's see a high or low beam working. Low beam, high beam. All right, let's turn it out. All right, turn it off before I gas myself out of here. Okay, gang. Well, we got our new triple treated wheel on. I just need to finish up, put the back piece of the fender on real quick. I guess we're at the point now. Let's just put some body panels back on and go take a ride. Got the thing out in the alley, man. Gonna go ahead and take us a last little test spin. On the way to the alley, man. I swear this thing it's got a little pep to it. I mean, it's not no scalding dog or anything like that. It's not gonna break any land speed records, but hey, it feels like a brand new Chinese bike. So here it is there. Let's go, see what it does. All right, it's working. Speedo says we're doing 20, app says we're doing 19. Yeah, that speedo is off. Hey man, this thing is moving. Turn it around and go back down the hill. That was an uphill test and it pulled pretty strong. Let's hit a couple more alleys.
Louis 13 like disciple, she like the way I pour it. Just living up to the sky, they wanna see it all on it. You better not touch, can I touch your body? Looking cocky white on a brand new Bugatti.
Alright gang, well, we're back. That was a pretty good little test run there, man. I noticed the idle is a little low, so I'm going to have to bring that up a little bit. But other than that, man, the bike is running good. So let's get this thing inside on the stand and go ahead and start taking care of this front flaring here, or leg shield, so we can get this thing looking proper. All right, got the bike up on the stand, and let's start fixing this body, guys. Going to use this plastic welding gun that I got from Amazon. I mean, oh shoot, over a year ago now. I've been using this thing faithfully, no issues. So check it out. Basically what it is, plastic welding gun, is use these little staples like this. I don't know if you can see that pretty good or not. Kind of like little S curves in it. And you kind of just squeeze the trigger. It heats up this little staple. You press it into the plastic and you twist. And that locks the panel in. And then I come back over it with the plastic bonder. Once I sand down the panel real good, I come over with the plastic bonder. This just kind of is like body filler to me, you know. It fills in the cracks and smooths everything out, so when I paint it, you don't see any of the body work. So all right, let's go ahead and I'll just show you guys a couple real quick, and then I'm going to go ham on this thing. So you just get it in there like that, heat it up, send the plastic just a little bit. You don't want to push it too far. I like to blow it to cool it off real quick, then you pull it out, and that's it. You know, I just go along all the cracks, you know, pushing everything back in so it's nice and flush, and then I go over it with my little staples, and that's it, gang. So I'll do one more for you real quick. Now I've already ran out of the staples that this thing, the kit came with, and I bought a bag of 1,000, so we can do this for a long time. We have more than enough to finish this project, I know that. All right, show you one more time. Now, sometimes I heat it up before I put it on the panel, and if I've also seen people use these things and they heat it up while it's making contact with the panel. Truthfully, I don't think it matters. So I'm gonna go down about maybe ½ an inch away from it. We're gonna start this one right on the panel, heat it up. It's getting red hot, smoking. Once I see it goes into the panel, I stop. Give it a quick blow job, pun intended. That's what she said. And that's it. Now you want to go into the plastic deep enough to bury that little staple. Now while it's still hot, you can come in here and press all of this hot plastic down, you know, just to kind of make it seal you know, flush, you come in to cut off these little nipples here. And what I like to do is I take a grinder and just basically hit my tips that I cut off because they're going to sit a little high. I just kind of come in and just right there just to make it below the surface a little bit, so when I put the plastic bonder over, nothing is sticking above the surface of the panel. That's it. Okay guys, I'm going into a little time lapse. We're gonna knock this thing out so we can get it done. All right, check it out, gang. Got all my little staples in there for my plastic welding gun. Yep, everything is in there, nice and solid and tight. Now it's not perfect, you know, we're still gonna have, you know, some cracks that we're gonna see. I'm not gonna worry about that crack there. This one here will be filled in when I put the plastic bonder on there and all that, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not gonna be trying to come in, not gonna be trying to be coming. That made no sense. I'm not going to get my sandpaper all in here and go crazy with it trying to make it perfect, you know. So it is what it is, and it's going to be what it is. So that's what it is. This side is all good here. Now we got this little piece here and it's chipped that came from the headlight bezel. So we're going to plastic weld that back together. This side's pretty good. We only had like one little crack down here and I took care of that, so we good on that. All right, I'm gonna grab my grinder real quick and we're gonna knock those little nipples off, these little staple ends, and try to dig them in a little bit below the surface, so when we put the plastic bonder over it, you know, try to make it disappear, make it blend in is what I'm trying to say. Okay, gang, me and my trusty grinder there, we went ahead and knocked all those little staple tips off of the plastic welding staples, and looks pretty good, still solid, you know. So what I do is I take my grinder, like I say, I gouge in just a little bit to knock everything below the main surface. So when I come in with the black plastic bonder, it just seals and it makes it smooth, and I don't have any lumps and stuff in the body. So that's what I'm shooting for. Probably still could be lumpy, but oh well. Anyway, so, and what I also like to do is, you know, get a lot of that plastic exposed, because the JB Weld plastic bonder, this stuff bonds to plastic, so the more the exposed plastic that I got is going to stick really, really well, you know, hence in the name, plastic bonder, high strength structural adhesive. So it's going to be all good. Now I do have a high spot here, I'm gonna knock that down, but here is pretty good. Now the ones I got on the inside here, I am not going to worry about, because there's a cover that goes over there, so, you know, out of sight, out of mind type of deal. Over here is really good, really smooth. I might need to knock down a little bit right here. I can feel there's a high spot. Now if you take your fingers and you can rub across anything in any kind of body work or any kind of things you're doing, you can feel the high spot. So right there we got a high spot. Now right here is good. Now when I did this, I did two staples. I did one this way and one this way. And I kind of did it on top of that little ridge. You see it's raised up here. I had to take my grinder sideways and just cut that staple down. You know, so I want to keep that body line. We just don't want to have like a glob where the line disappears, you know? You know what I'm saying? This thing is not going to be some high dollar, high class build, you know? We just want to make it look decent. So when I ask a certain price, you know, it motivates them to dig deep and pull it out their pocket and put it in my hand, you know? That's what it's all about. So, okay, gang, it is too hot in here right now. It must be well over 100 degrees. My AC is not keeping up, so I'm going to adjourn for the day, and I'll be back out here later on the night, and I'll see you then. I think it's time to go ahead and start applying our plastic bonder to our repaired body panels. It's a two-part system, so you just got to mix it up really good. I'm just using the packaging that it came out of, and I cut a piece of cardboard out of the corner there to use as an applicator to spread it out on the body panel. So let's mix this up real good and start spreading it out. All right, got it mixed up pretty good. It's gonna take a little bit here, scoop it up, and just start applying it, you know. You don't have to be a Picasso to do this. You just take your time, a little patience, you know. I want to put it on a little thick because I got gouges in there. And this stuff sands down pretty good, you know. It's like I said, it's like Bondo for plastic. That's what I like to consider it as. And so that's it, guys. And if I have any low spots after I sand it, you know, if I feel like, you know, I want to do it again and come back over it again, I will. That looks pretty good. All right, let's get this piece down here at the bottom, and then I'm just gonna go into a time lapse. Or probably not. You guys probably sick of looking at time lapses by now in this video, I would say. Right. Let's see, I kind of went a little too big. Yeah, it's okay. All this stuff stands back off, so I'm not tripping. Yeah, there's some little scratches in there anyway, you know. I could just come over here with this stuff and get it all, because I'm going to sand the whole panel. So if I get outside of my damaged area, it's no big deal. Yeah, probably could help me. If you guys can see that, but you can see right there these little dark spots. That's where I gouged in, so it's filling it all in. It's really good. No problemo. Squeeze it into them cracks a little bit. Really get it in there.
Get in there nice and deep.
Come on with a light pressure. Just kind of get off the excess. Now, like these little scratches here I got in there, fill all those in. See that? No scratch right there. Get in there. Fill it in. See a little scratch right there? It's filled in. And those little thin coats. All right, gang. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock the rest of this out, and I'll tune you back in. Check it out. Got all my plastic bonders spreaded. Now, the first coat that I did, guys, was a thin coat, and I pressed it in real good. That's to fill all the cracks and seams and everything. Then I come back over and I just do a thicker coat over top, you know, so I can have something to sand down to the proper level, get everything nice and smooth. So check it out, everything is all covered real nicely. Now, I did have 2 broken mounts. Thank God I still had the pieces. When I started taking this thing apart, these 2 pieces fell out. They were still there, so all my broken tabs are accounted for. So that's cool beans, man. So yeah, I used my little plastic welding staples, and I just kind of loosely attached them to where they were supposed to be going, and they were pretty stiff then. But this plastic bonder is like an added layer of strength that's going to make sure they don't break back off. But yeah, it looks pretty good, gang. Looks pretty good. All right, now I'm going to just let this queue up and dry for the rest of the day, because I got to get out here and go to work. But we'll be back in here later on tonight to sand everything down. I didn't show you guys the headlight bezels. All right, now we did have that chip there. I put it back in, put the plastic welding staples in there, gooped it up real good on the inside so that tab doesn't break back off. And right here we had a crack that went around, and a little crack over there. So all that's been repaired. Okay, gang, I got to get out of here. All right, gang, I'm back, man. I had a long day at work the day before yesterday. I ended up being there for 20 hours. Okay, check it out. I came in yesterday before I went back to work after being there 20 hours, and I went ahead and sanded on the bike. Got this side nice and smooth, looking real good. This piece over here sanded in real good now. It's nice and smooth. My line is going to disappear just a little bit because I really don't feel like getting in there with nothing and clearing out that channel, but oh well, it is what it is. All this is nice and cute. Now look at our mounts, guys. I can move the whole bike from the mount now. No flexing the mount itself for the headlight bezel, since they were broken off when we put them back on. Went ahead and took the sander to the headlight this morning. This corner here, got it all smoothed down, ready for paint. There is a little bit of a chip right there that I missed when I was putting on our plastic bonder, but it is what it is now. I'm not going back over it. And our front panel for our headlight mount, that little spot that was cracked there, all feathered in, everything looking nice. That big longer crack that was here, it's all nice, ready to go, ready for paint. See our staples on the inside. I got to come in here and break these off, cut these off real quick before we put it back on. But yeah, gang, I'm just going to go ahead and sand this side. I'm going to drop the triple tree back down so we can get all the way around the fender with the paint when we get ready to paint it. I think I'm going to paint that fender white to match our headlight bezel. So it'll be white, green, you know, it'll match, it'll work, trust me. All right, gang, let me stop talking and get the sanding. All right, got the bike all sanded down. It's ready for its debut with a paint can. So yeah, gang, everything feels real good. Now there is a little bit of a difference in level on the panels when I put them back together right here, but I went ahead and just smoothed it out, so it probably won't show as much. What I was more concerned about was the low spots in the plastic bonder. I dug in and got those out pretty good. That spot right there feels really good. So yeah, everything's ready for paint. Sanded the fender down. I just got to drop it down, drop the triple tree down so I can get the back half. Now gang, I don't know if you remember this crack right here on the inside. I really didn't do much to it, but slapped some plastic bonder in there and kind of just feathered it up. I mean, it's gonna look like a little bulge when it's got paint on it, but hey, it's better than an open crack that's just gonna get worse, right? I did put a little bit on this side, on the inside of this crack here, because it was showing. Now these cracks up here, I'm not worrying about. I mean, you got to be down here doing all this, looking up to see them all. So once some paint is over it, yeah, it is what it is, and it's gonna be what it is. So all right, gang, I got to get out of here and get to work. Hopefully not another 20-hour day, but we'll be back out here either tonight or first thing in the morning to start slapping some color on this thing.
One eternity later.
I'll show you guys everything I got set up. Now my paint racks are over there up under my bed topper, my tonneau cover for my S10. So we will not be using those. So I got this piece of shopping cart that somebody left out in front of my house a couple months ago, and I just decided to acquire it. All right, we got the leg shield, the bezel, the fender right here, and oh yeah, the other headlight bezel, but it has to go white. So this is the paint I decided to go with, guys. This is the Krylon Fusion all-in-one paint and primer, 5 times stronger adhesion, no peel guarantee, matte beach glass. Now that's pretty close. So show you a spot real quick that is really close. Oh, I already got a run. That's why I don't like this Krylon. It runs really easy. So all right, let's put a little coverage on it real quick. All right, gang, as you can see, that's a pretty good. I didn't get full coverage on it because it runs real fast. You can see that run there. But yeah, it's pretty close to the color. So all right, let me stop talking and just start laying down some color real quick, and I'll turn you guys right back in. Check it out, got full coverage on the panels now. It don't look too bad. It's not perfect. Now I got like little chips right there I didn't fill all the way in, and I'm not going back over it. It's fine with me. Little spot right there that I missed with the plastic bonder, but it's okay now. As far as color match, it's close. Now the fender here is a little bit more blue. That's a little bit more bluish green. So I am going to end up just painting these fenders, but I'll do all that off of camera, guys, because I don't have much time each morning to do anything. So I'm just going to finish this thing up, and next time you see the bike, guys, it will be together. Now here goes the front fender. I'll show it in the sun. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is a slight color difference. I mean, it's slight. I could just stick it on there, but you know, my OCD gonna get to me, so we're just gonna go ahead and paint this to match, so everything be that matte color instead of shiny like this. But yeah, now there's a little dirt on this fender here because I was walking and I tripped and I kicked up a lot of dust, and I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you can kind of see the grains of dust in the paint settled on it. I don't know if you can see all these gnats flying around, but for some reason they love paint. You know, I guess it's a free buzz early in the morning. But okay, gang, next time you guys see the bike, it will be back together, and we're just going to go ahead and reassemble it, and we're going to knock this thing off and call that a video. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next clip. Check it out, got the bike about 98% complete, man. It's all the body panels are back on, it's back together. We just missing the signal lights because I don't know what was going on over here, but they really screwed this little mount for the signal up on this side, man. It looks like Jaws got to it. You know, I can tell at one point they tried zip ties, you know, and everything. So I got to take some black plastic bonder and get to that one. This one for that side is much better condition, you know. So like I say, I got to work with that one, so I don't have time to do it in this video. I'll do it later, and I'll put it in the Scooter Rehab Facebook group. So if you want to see what this thing looks like 100% complete, join the Scooter Rehab Facebook group. All right, gang, and I didn't have time this week to run this ignition over to the locksmith so they can make me a new key, so I still got to do that. But other than that, gang, the bike is pretty much complete, man. I put some of that Jay Leno's leather conditioner on the seat. You know, it brought a little bit of a shine back to it, and it actually just made it look a whole lot better. But yeah, gang, the bike is almost done. Look at it, it's clean. I don't know what I'm stepping on, but hope I didn't break it. Anyway, check it out, bike still runs good. I can't ask for more than that. Okay, gang, I got another job lined up for the day. I got to get out the door and get to it. But when we come back in the next clip, we're going to be out on the street. Well, it's been 24 hours since the last clip of this video, and a little tragic situation has unfolded, guys. I got a battery in my hand. That should give you a clue. Okay, gang, well, when we left last, we were supposed to just be putting the bike together. As you can see right now, things have changed. Well, in the last clip of the video, all we had to do was just take the bike off the stand and go out, take a ride, finish off the last clip of the video, and we were done. Well, gang, when I was walking out of the shed, you know, I just reached up here and I grabbed the brake switches. And I don't know why I did it. I just grabbed the brake switches and noticed that the tail lights, the brake lights wasn't coming on. You know, and did both sides. Well, I came back in last night to drop my toolbox off in the shed, and I smelled something smoky. Like, it still smells bad in here now. It's like burnt wires. Well, that's exactly what it was. Burnt wires. Gang, check this out. I almost burnt the shop down. Look at this. Look at that wire, man. I get up against. Look at that. Well, gang, let me tell you what happened. The brake switch on this side stuck, and that side. They both were stuck. And remember I said that fuse, the way they put the fuse holder together, where they attach the two wires without a fuse, that'll burn your bike down. Well, I said it in this video, and it almost happened. It almost happened. So, all right, gang, learn from my mistake that you need a fuse. If I would have had a fuse in this line here, this bike would that wouldn't happen. The fuse would have blown, and I'd just been sitting here replacing the fuse. Instead, I got to come in here, and luckily it didn't get too bad. It wasn't bad. I just have to replace the part of the brake wire that goes from here to that switch, and I got to find another brake switch on this side, because I don't know if you can tell or see it, but there's a little bit of a button in there. Well, it's fully depressed, right? So it's not allowing the brake lights to come on. I could have burnt the bulb out too. I don't know yet. I came in here last night, and I was, you know, of course, disappointed once I figured out what happened, and relieved when I realized all I got to do is come in here and replace a little bit of line and a brake switch. Now over here, I already found one. There was a brand new one off of brake lever. Well, this brake lever here that I bought online a little while back. I just took the brake switch off of it from right there. So cool. So I got that one on. I just got to run a line. Now I got to go find another one of these lines. I think I got one. I'm not sure. I'm going to go look. But yeah, look, I dug all into it, and it did not cook the wiring harness. I mean, it stuck. These wires stuck themselves to some other wires, but I checked everything else out, and everything is good. Oh, also the reason I got a battery is because this battery that has lasted that whole time this bike was sitting there outside in the rain, which is probably what messed up the brake switches. That's why they got stuck. Had rain and dirt and whatever debris got in them, killed this battery. This battery is dead soldier. It is no longer operable. So that's why I got a new battery, guys. I got this Mighty Max. You know, the Mighty Max batteries got new packaging now, you know. And they also have a little QR code inside the box, say, please scan with smartphone for 3-year warranty. Yeah, that looks real scamish to me, and I'm not scanning nothing. So, all right, gang, let me switch these batteries out real quick. I'll show you the bike still runs. Bring that idle down. That's a little too high for a startup, but okay, gang. Yep, that's it. Now I'm starting to think that something might else be wrong, because that is a lot of sparkage on that wire, you know, and it was gathering heat, so I might not got it all the way figured out. I know the horn wasn't working yesterday. It works now, so yeah, let me get this wire, find the wire to fix this real quick, and then I'll tune you guys back in. Condition of my shop right now is really starting to bother me. Feeling like a complete slob. My OCD is kicking in real hard, and I really want to stop and just clean up everything, but I can't right now because I have found the parts that we need to get this bike back together. Okay, I have a brake switch for the left hand side of the bike. You can see that little switch in there. It works, you know, it pushes in and out, so we can replace this half of wire here. I just got to cut this section off because you can see I cut this off some time ago. This must have came off the ZY6 because of the little LED light. That's what I had those on. And I found a little pigtail wire that goes for the right hand side that attaches to these little prongs here. So they're like little speaker wire connections. So okay gang, I'm going to go ahead and cut this thing down, solder this together and stick that on, and I have to make a section of wire from here to this part because, you know, it's not long enough. It's not going to match, you know, it's not going to reach. So let me do that real quick and I'll turn you guys back in. Got my screw up all fixed up. Check it out. I got a proper fuse in there now. Now this is what I usually do with scooters. When I get them with the little glass fuse, I replace them with more modern fuse style. I don't know the name of this type of fuse, but there it is there, man. That's taken care of. Got new battery in, got the wiring harness all patched back up together. Now I ended up having to change the brake lever on this side because when I was tightening up that brake switch in there, the screw snapped off and it fell off. So yeah, I got the other side brake switch all, you know, patched up, soldered in, so everything is good now. So we back to running. I still need to take care of that idle, but we're back where we left off. I got to put the body panels back on, gang, and we back out on the road. Now check this out. I found the pieces. This is the brake switch from the right hand side. Look at that. Look at that, guy. It got stuck, overheated, and cooked the whole line. Now if I'd have had a fuse in there, that fuse would have popped and that would have stopped. So lesson learned. Now this is the one from the left hand side. You can see the button in there. It's fully depressed. So I had a double whammy effect going on. Both sides were doing it. So let's see if the tail light works now. I didn't even think about that. Yep, we got tail lights all over again. Thank God. Didn't blow the bulb. I mean, a bulb would have been an easy fix, you know. It's about $7. The battery cost me $28, so I just added 28 more bucks to this bill, you know. So, well, repair, rehab, whatever you want to call it. All right, gang, I'm going to go ahead and put the panels back on, put the seat back on, and finally we're going to go out and take that ride that we should have took about 24 hours ago. So, but for right now, let me just take the fuse out and make sure I don't burn this sucker to the ground while I'm putting it back together. All right, tune you guys right back in. Oh yeah, real quick, I dropped the ignition off to the locksmith. It is ready, but I was caught up on my side job yesterday and I just didn't have time to go get it. So probably Monday I'll go get it. Hopefully I can get it back before this video ends so we can have the bike 100% together, but I don't know, we'll see. Okay gang, got the bike back together. We back out in the alley. Going to go ahead and do this final run so we can end this video. I don't know what it is, but it seems like something does not want me to finish this video, gang. I just brought the bike off the stand, crank it up before I brought it off the stand. I brought it off the stand, went to go crank it up, it would not start. I mean, I don't know what it is. Some reason the ignition switch turned itself off. I mean, I don't have a jumper wire, nothing. I had the ignition pulled apart. You can just turn it with a screwdriver. And for some reason it was off, but okay, gang. It's out in the alley. This thing is looking amazing. That color match between here and here is very close. It's very close, but the bike looks good, man. You can't tell this thing used to look like this. Now it looks like this. I'm trying to tell you, man, this bike has been testing me the whole time. Okay, but let's go ahead and get this last ride in real quick, and we're gonna end this video. Okay, I'm going to try to start this thing. Hopefully it starts. Ignition on, brakes. Okay. All right, it started. Now, this bike started off with 444 miles. We have 448, so we put 4 miles on it since the beginning of this video. Let's go ahead and take the run up to the top of the alley, and we're just gonna bust a couple corners real quick.
Yeah, when the world feels dreary and cold and people trying to shoot holes in your ethereal soul, acting nasty like some bacterial mold. Whatever happens, let it go. And people flapping their gums, it's hard to listen when you feel them all.
All right, gang, well, it took a long time to get to this point, but finally we have gotten the bike back together after almost burning this thing down to the ground, and my whole shop, my whole little shop, that's all I got with all my tools. Almost burnt this thing to the ground, guys. Now it's sitting here just purring like a kitten. It is running. You might not can hear it, but it is running. Look, headlights on, it's running. So hey, gang, I'm just thankful that we've made it to this point. Now I still have to put the signal lights back on the front, and I still have to track down me a set of nice mirrors to go with the bike, but I'm happy we made it this far. You know, this bike has fought me at every turn. But okay, gang, hey, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys on the next video. I think the next video, guys, we're going to revive the fleet, starting from the trike all the way to the ZY6, even the Grom clone, the Derby. We even gonna try to crank up old Banana Fudge, even though we can't ride it. But last and not least, I know this is probably why a lot of you guys will watch this channel. We got the old Chuck Bagger over here behind my broken swamp cooler that, hey, I finally found parts for today. Found them on the side of the road. I found a brand new fan to replace the fan that has gone out in there. So hopefully that thing works so we can get the shop over here cooled off, because the little air conditioner's not keeping up. But yeah, I know a lot of you guys came to this channel for Chuck Bagger. Well, check this out. We're going to revive Chuck Bagger. We're going to get Chuck Bagger rolling again. I think the only thing wrong with Chuck Bagger is just bad gas, you know. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And man, I can't wait to get this thing out of my yard, gone, you know. All right, see you guys next time.